Welcome back to another episode of the Dropback Podcast. I am Bradley, as always, joined by my co-host Zane. And if you missed the last episode, we did our final mock drafts. So go give that a listen, see how many we got correct or incorrect. But Zane, how are you feeling after last night's draft?
For me personally, for my team, I'm ecstatic. We got the guy we wanted. I'll talk about more, with him at 3. But man, I'm ecstatic. And
Yeah.
go check out that last episode for sure. We got quite a few right. Even positions-wise, we got quite a few correct. So we did pretty good in that last one.
Yeah. Some teams were stupider than we thought they would be,
Yes.
which is even crazier to me, which is crazy.
Oh, man.
I have
How
so
do you
many
feel?
thoughts about all these picks.
How do you feel about your pick, though? I remember you were upset.
I am so disappointed.
It's a good pick.
It's an all right pick. I'm not, you know how I feel about him. I wasn't the biggest fan of him. A lot of people did like him. A lot of people were high on him, but I feel like we got the third or fourth best tackle in this draft, but we could have gotten the best corner in this draft in Quinton Mitchell or Arnold.
That part I get. But you also, I will say, you got the fourth, fifth best tackle, probably the best guard, I'd say, at the fifth or sixth ranked tackle spot. He was the sixth tackle off the board. So you got a great value pick. And he's a Steelers fan. So, you're keeping a Steelers guy around.
Yeah. But, Kenny Pickett was a Steelers fan as well, and you see how that turned out.
You're right. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it with one now. I feel like.
Hold up,
since we're gonna
Zane.
talk about it.
I would move your mic a little closer before you.
Yeah. Okay.
It just sounds a little quiet. But yeah. But with the number one pick in the NFL draft, no surprise here. It was Caleb Williams. You have any thoughts on it?
I mean, it was basic. Everybody knew it was happening. I can't even say I'm, shocked at all.
Yeah.
I didn't even see his walkout, though, because the TV I was watching on cut out right when it happened, so we had to, skip, and then by that time, Jaden Daniels was being announced. So it was just, it was a whole mess.
Yeah.
Great pick, though. I think he can be great. He fits Chicago. He seems happy about it, and that offense is disgusting.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to the Bears. Oh, they got.
Let's finish up the Bears. Let's actually talk about the Bears once we hit the other pick.
Yeah, that's fair. Because this was no surprise. But yeah, we'll talk about the Bears whenever we get to number 9, because there's so much to talk about with them, especially after the 9 pick. But 2 was Jaden Daniels, like Zane said. I hate this pick.
I do too. They've 2 years in a row they passed on the better talent to pick somebody worse.
It's just
right in front of the Patriots. Right in front of the Patriots.
I don't
Gonzalez
care.
was last year.
I don't care that he fits your scheme better. I don't care. Drake May is a phenomenal quarterback.
I know.
He's younger. He's a better prospect. He played pretty good for a kind of crappy situation that he was in.
I think they almost had the same record as LSU too.
Yeah, it is just I'm saying this right now. Jaden Daniels will never win a playoff game with the Commanders.
I think he'll win. That's it.
I don't trust the Commanders to do the right thing. They hired Dan Quinn this offseason. That does not move me at all. It's just
second and third round are today. So they could do right by him and pick 2 linemen. And if they do that, I think I can trust them a little more. But otherwise, I don't think I can trust them.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't understand that pick.
I was so happy. I was on my knees. I was like,
No.
yes. And then I was just praying we weren't trading back.
I knew instantly whenever I saw Jaden Daniels. I was like, oh, Zane's so happy right now.
Oh my God, this was over. He's like, dude, stressing over here. I'm like, yeah, because it decides my franchise, dog. Next, 5 years. Same thing with Mac Jones. He's also wearing 10, by the way. So all I really got to do is just take off the Jones off the back and put on May.
Oh, May's wearing 10?
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, I mean, the scriptwriters don't get any better. I mean, my birthday's May 10th. He's May 10. I mean, come on now. Like, what are
Yeah,
they doing?
dude.
They're doing so good.
They cooked.
They
Um,
cooked.
but yeah, you want to talk about your pick?
Yes. Drake May, obviously. My opinion, I'm biased. The best pick of the first round. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the best pick. It's my opinion. It's top 5 of the first round, but it's not. It's like at like 5. It's a great value pick anyway. Some people hate on Drake May. I really don't understand it. His footwork, sure. I'm so glad Belichick's gone because he was trashing Drake May. He's like, oh, his footwork. Then obviously you don't know what you're doing in offense anymore. So why are you talking? Um, I hate to say that about Belichick, but he really doesn't know how to draft offense anymore. Um, but he's just such a good player, and like you said, he's 20. He's like 20, 21 ish, and we're probably gonna sit him and give him time. I think he's probably gonna end up being the second best, maybe the best, just depending on how things end up, injuries and everything. He is the second highest ceiling for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I like that pick. May was the second best quarterback in this draft class, a top 5 prospect, and you're getting him at 3.
Yeah.
Whenever 2 teams in front of you needed a quarterback, the Patriots did get lucky this year for sure. If it was legit, maybe any other team, the second overall pick would have been a lot smarter. But hey, the Patriots got lucky here. And I remember we were talking whenever the Patriots won a game and then y'all got the 3rd pick. You were so mad because
I thought we weren't getting May.
yeah, you thought you weren't getting May, and then
Ended
look
up
at
getting him anyway.
y'all got May at 3. And I mean, obviously it depends on what the Patriots do with him. Like if they get any weapons, like Brandon Ayuk's on the market.
Debo.
Th-
Debo, I've
there's
heard.
yeah, Debo as
AD
well.
Mitchell potentially at 34.
Yeah, there's still plenty of there's a lot of guys that fell out the first that we thought
Yes, there's
was
so
gonna
many
get.
guys right at the end we're gonna talk about so much with wide receiver. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of these top guys in the league right now are later round picks, so
Yeah,
the Patriots could definitely draft a guy here at 34 or 33. What is it, 34?
34. Bills have
30.
33, which we'll talk about the Bills. I will touch up on the Bills, even though they didn't have a first round pick now.
Yeah.
But
Um.
yeah,
But yeah, it just depends on
I'm
what
just,
the Patriots do.
I want to be cocky and say we're back and stuff, but there's no telling because we're sitting May. What I hear is
Yeah.
6 weeks
Oh,
at least.
6 weeks.
It makes sense though. Herbert did it. Herbert was gonna be like that too until, dude got hurt.
Yeah.
So Stroud said he's the most ready quarterback though. So I'm just like, what is the truth?
I saw Stroud had May above Williams,
He did. He had May at 1.
which I don't necessarily hate. Of course I have Williams at 1, but May is he is so much closer to 1, or May's way closer to Williams than Daniels is close to May, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
The gap from 1 to 2 is closer than 2 to 3. And then 3 to 4 is also another gap, which, whew,
Oh
they
my
were getting
god.
the quarterback a little bit more at 8.
Yeah.
But you want to move on to Cardinals.
Yeah, to 4. Marvin Harrison Jr., great pick.
Yes. We've known
Giving
it for
Kyler
months.
Murray a weapon.
We really have known it for months, though.
Yeah, it's just people were talking about them moving back, and I thought it was stupid. It would have just been dumb.
It really would have. It would have been probably one of the dumbest moves they could have made.
Yeah, you could have got a Dunze later, but it's Harrison. It's
Exactly. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. Are you kidding me? You can't pass that up. I saw that right after the Patriots, and I was just like, good picks. I didn't hate on like literally the first 4 picks. I loved all of them. Like it was like it fit well in my brain. I'm like that works.
Yeah.
And then after 4, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Me and Zane were texting. We were like, our mock draft is cooking right now.
And then
Through
5
4.
picks. Like what? I mean, I
um,
always thought it was a possibility here. I joked about it with you, I think, on the podcast, but I didn't think it happened.
what?
5 with alt.
Oh yeah. Moving on to 5.
Yeah. Okay. I love alt,
I
but
do too.
considering Harbaugh already said he was playing right tackle for them, I hate the pick.
Yeah, I think Joe Alt could play left tackle, right tackle, wherever he'd like. Wherever you want to put him, I think Joe Alt is.
Harbaugh said 5. Right. So I mean, you know,
Yeah, I think Joe Alt will be a day one starter. Will be one of the best tackles in the league. He is a phenomenal prospect. Don't get me wrong. Before I say any of this, I think who is Herbert gonna throw to? Yes, now you are protecting him, but but I think Herbert could have had a bad offensive line and had like Neighbors or a Dunze out wide,
Yeah.
and maybe even some of these later guys out wide, and Herbert could run around, create something. Now he has no one to throw to, so it's now like, okay, yes, Herbert will be protected, but who is he gonna throw to?
Roman Wilson. Watch round 2. They're gonna pick Roman Wilson. Totally just gonna call that now.
Yeah,
He's a
I
Michigan
saw.
player.
I was watching NFL Network after the draft, and they were like, "What are the odds that Jim Harbaugh leaves? He does not leave with a Michigan player." He's like 0%. I'm like,
Yeah, he's leaving with a Michigan guy.
yeah,
Okay, the thing is, the Chargers' offensive line wasn't bad. Like, anyway, it was not bad. So you could have been, like, they weren't even bottom 15, I don't think, last year. So, like, you could have just gone with Neighbors or Odunze and then been fine. But they didn't, so it's not my team, so I'm okay with it.
yeah. I just think, yeah. Like
about
I think Jim Harbaugh is trying to build that Michigan offense and
Yeah.
create an amazing offensive line and have a good run game. But it's like, who's your running back? Like,
Blake Corum. Watch, round 3, Blake Corum. Just
yeah,
Wilson and Corum back to back. Boom, boom.
that'd be hilarious.
It would
But
be
like
so-
that could actually legit happen because
I know.
Michigan had
Apparently-
their ring ceremony Saturday.
Yeah. Did you hear the Patriots and Vikings tried to trade for Herbert?
Wait,
For the
actually,
draft? Yeah. We were offering the 3 and a little bit more for Herbert, and they said no. They probably would have picked, if they had, they probably would have picked JJ McCarthy at 3. Watch.
yeah,
That alternate timeline's just like, what?
dude, that would have been so. Would you have been happy with that?
With Herbert? Yeah.
Okay,
It's Herbert.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Second best QB in the division, arguably, maybe potentially first eventually, if he actually got the right scheme. Don't know.
Very hot take there.
Maybe. Allen's gonna fall to like QB5 this year though. Watch. As of right now, they didn't even grab a weapon on day 1. So
Okay.
Speaking of weapons.
6.
yeah,
6. The Giants selected Malik Neighbors. How do you feel?
Okay. I wanted them to pick Alt's off the board. Neighbors is best player available. Makes sense. Like that makes sense. They need a wide receiver. They need weapons. It made sense. I didn't hate the pick at all. So honestly, good pick. You give him a good pick.
Yeah, I fully agree. This is exactly what I wanted the Giants to do.
Yep.
Because give Jones, because you have to build around Jones, and then if next year he's bad, then you can try and go get another quarterback next year. So
I agree. Or I hear they might draft Spencer Rattler in the second round.
yeah, I mean, he's not going to work out, but sure, go for it.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't hate that pick though. I won't lie. I think he probably could be better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, you're a bigger Rattler fan.
I'm a bigger Rattler fan than I am a Daniel Jones fan.
I bet Giants fans are right now.
Yeah. Everybody's better than a Falcons fan right now, though. Let's just go ahead and go on to the next pick. I know you love this player, so I'll let you talk about it.
The NFL must have listened to this podcast because
Maybe?
I had J.C. Latham as my offensive lineman too. Who did you have at two, Zane?
I had Olu because I just didn't want to leave my rock.
Yeah, but I
Latham
thought
was
that
3 though, so
I love this pick from the Titans. Zane wasn't the biggest fan of it. He like texted me. Didn't you say it was like kind of a
reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because my hill is still. I'm still stuck on. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of a reach. I think they could have traded back and gotten him.
Yeah. I think they definitely could have. They definitely could have traded back with like the Broncos and they could have gotten JJ and then, yeah. But I think Latham, the Titans are feeling a need, and it's not that much of a reach as the next pick, but I think Latham is a very talented offensive lineman. He's coming from Alabama, a very talented organization that gets a lot of good offensive linemen into the NFL. And I just think he will really work out in Tennessee. I think they're building that offensive line. You got weapons, so no need to get a weapon there. But yeah, I like that pick.
I like it because apparently they are going to put him at left. So, like, if he's going to play left tackle in the NFL, I'd put him at 2. But, like, I thought he'd just stay at right, so that's why I had him at 3. Okay, this next pick we're probably going to talk about for forever. Okay, I will say first, apparently the Seahawks, Saints, and Raiders were all trying to trade up for this pick.
Trade it. If this was your pick, trade it.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't you just trade back? And well, the memes that were coming out, like with this pick, and then with the Falcons themselves, the GM was having to explain himself to the owner because the owner hated it, so he had to like sit there and explain himself.
Yeah, I saw the video. Which I would have, if I was the owner, I would have fired that GM on the spot. Yep, you're gone.
Not even probably the 6th best QB in both of our minds. I mean, he's got upside, but he's also 24 already.
So he's
gonna be in a retirement home by the time he starts.
Exactly.
Michael Penix, by the way, for those who don't know, it's Michael Penix at 8. Just awful pick. I heard he wasn't going to make it out of the top 13, and I hated that. But I thought top 13 was just going to be Raiders at 13, and I was like, okay, I can get behind it.
Yeah, I was going to be like, okay, let's say the Raiders would have drafted him here at 13. I would have been like, okay, more understandable. Like, you know, they need a quarterback. All the teams are reaching for quarterbacks. A team might trade back up. Might as well, you know? That's okay. I mean, it's still a terrible pick at 13, yeah. But at 8, you just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million contract.
Didn't discuss it with him either. They didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
They're pissed. Apparently they're pissed right now.
Yeah, his agent, like...
They said they're going to remove this. And I'm like, honestly, fair. I'd request a trade right now.
Oh, no, I would too. I'd want out of Atlanta.
I want out the door. I'd be like, I want out the door. Release me, trade me, I'm not playing.
The thing is,
they did so dirty for no reason.
I just, like, it would have been a better pick to draft a Dunze, Bowers, Latu, literally any of these guys. Like, I think it would have been better to draft a Dunze because you would get weapons for Kirk. Like, yes, you've already, like, tried to build that your weapons a lot in the previous years. But Odunze, like, he's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But you get Michael Penix.
They could have picked Dallas Turner. They could have picked Odunze. They could have picked Fashanu. They could have picked J.J. McCarthy if they wanted to go quarterback. They could have picked Brock Bowers, Fuaga, Latu, Murphy. Like, literally any of the players that went after would have been better picks.
No, literally anyone else in this draft.
This is the only pick in the first round that I gave below a C.
Yeah,
it was like a D plus in my mind. I'm like, that's just an awful pick.
Yeah, whenever we do winners and losers,
they will be a loser.
They're losing. I don't care.
Save their butts the rest of the draft.
I don't care if you trade for Brandon Ayuk or you draft.
If they fill out the defense in the second round, I can give them a pass. In like the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever picks they have, I can give them a pass. But they won't be a winner or a loser. They'll just be in the middle.
I don't know. I don't know if I would even give them a pass because
they would literally have to draft perfect the rest of the way.
Yeah.
What are they thinking? Like, seriously, like you said, if I'm the owner, I'm firing that GM on the spot. But apparently they're going the Jordan Love route. Doug, Jordan Love was 20 or 21. Penix is 24. He'll be 28 by the time his or 29 when his rookie contract's done.
Yeah, no, there's like no excuses. Like if you wanted a young guy that you wanted to sit behind Kirk Cousins, go the J.J. McCarthy route. He's a better prospect in my eyes. He's so much younger. Mm-hmm. And it's just... I don't know. It's just like... You were in the chance, like... If you would have drafted Dallas Turner or like anyone else, I would have been like, okay, y'all could win the NFC South this year, 110%. Now I'm like, are they?
Panthers,
Can
Bucks.
they? Like
Saints, literally anybody else, not them though. I don't think they have it for sure now. Their defense is looking no.
Yeah, like. In the fact that
Falcons fans on here, but that was just a bad pick, and we're just like rubbing it in your face.
Like in the fact that they looked at their board and was like, "Oh, Michael Penix above Odunze is a really good pick here."
Their whole board on the TV, and I went and looked, and I think they had like Penix at like 2 or 3. So
I heard their owner. I think it was their GM. I think it was their owner. They loved Michael Penix.
Yeah, they probably did love Penix, and I can understand liking Penix, but liking him as high as 13 isn't just a good value pick. I like.
You mean
Penix.
8?
Yeah, 8, whatever. I was thinking of the Raiders.
Even
Raiders
worse.
Would have been fine. Yeah, that would have been fine. They tried to trade up apparently to 8 to get him though. Let him. Should have let him. You could have gotten maybe talked him into a first or a second or something. Instead of wasting 2 people's careers.
Like, in any of our mocks, I don't think we had Michael Penix going.
Round 1? I did say the Raiders were going to trade up to get him at the end of the first, but...
Yeah, but I
didn't see 6 quarterbacks going. I also didn't see 7 wide receivers going. Just if you want to move on to the next guy.
Yeah. Hold up. I was looking back at our old mock draft. I think it was 2 episodes ago we did our this mock draft. It was whenever the Broncos traded down to 22.
Yeah.
We had Bo Nix going there. So
yeah.
We could with that one.
We have some picks. Like I think we went like 9. Like I won't even say how many it was because like y'all should go check it out. But we had a decent bit of picks, right?
Yeah. Yeah, nothing else to say about the
Yeah, I really just like no more comment because it's just a bad pick. It was frustrating. I woke up this morning and thought they really picked Penix at 8. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm like still like I can't believe it's real. Like I'm still just waiting for the Falcons to be like, JK, we're drafting Odunze or
somebody else.
Dallas Turner. Like, oh.
Yeah.
but
Um,
it's
yeah, no more
that's
comment,
great.
I guess. We're just gonna be able to talk about that forever, so we can get back to it on the winners and losers.
Yeah.
Odunze here at 9.
Wow.
We've had that. We've said that for months, though. Like in every other mock where we don't have them trading back, I feel like we have them picking Odunze.
Yeah. I I
Um,
I think we do.
so Odunze, great pick. That wide receiver core is stacked. You got DJ, Odunze, and Keenan Allen as your top three. I mean, come on. Like, there's if Caleb Williams sucks, it's not because of the team around him. It's because of him.
Yeah, no, 100%. Um, and it was the smart thing. Like, yes, they could have gotten a tackle here, but Keenan Allen's on a 1 year deal, and he's not guaranteed to sign back. So now you have a cool wide receiver that is like on a 3-4 year deal, and who's a phenomenal prospect.
Yes, I agree. I gotta be honest. I think my entire power rankings for this division might have changed.
Maybe, yeah. Whenever we talk about it, like later down the road,
Yeah, we'll do our power rankings again now post draft. I feel like
the
that's fair.
NFC North is going to be a hard division to rank.
I have my last already done. That's been set in stone now after the draft.
I already know who it is, and
Hmm
I'm shaking my head right now.
They did dumb. We'll talk about them later, but they did dumb. Who didn't
Wait,
do dumb?
NFC North.
Who didn't do dumb, in my opinion, was the next team, which is another NFC North team who traded up a pick so that Denver wouldn't leapfrog them and the Raiders wouldn't leapfrog them. I thought this was a good idea, but some people didn't. JJ McCarthy.
Our boy.
Yep, our boy. We've had him going to the Vikings. I almost said the Falcons. We've had him going to the Vikings for so long now. I feel like, right?
Wait, Zane, who's the guy who's been saying the Vikings didn't need to trade up to like 5?
You. But they
Me.
did trade up.
Okay,
So
they did. To be fair,
you said they didn't have to trade up. You didn't say 5.
yeah, I thought they wouldn't have to trade up that high, like, and I honestly thought they were if like it got past 6, they wouldn't have to like move at all. Um,
I mean, I thought they would because the Raiders and Broncos were actually going to be in range. So
yeah, but I think I love JJ McCarthy to this team.
yes, I do too.
The Vikings are definitely they had a great draft
They
last
did.
night.
They were my number one team draft wise.
Yeah. Number 1 team draft wise?
Yeah, first round. I think they won.
Not even the Bears?
No, Bears are 2.
Okay.
Value picks.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. But I said it on an episode or 2 ago. I think JJ McCarthy going to Minnesota, he could win Offensive Rookie of the Year,
Yep.
hands down. Like,
I don't
I
think-
understand Caleb Williams, but the system that JJ's going to, or not the system, but the roster JJ's going to, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, a good defense, a good head coach.
Aaron
I
Jones,
think
T.J. Hawkinson. The list
Yeah.
goes on.
all you need now is like a run game.
Yes. Well, they have Aaron Jones.
Oh wait, they have Aaron Jones. Yeah, actually, yeah, they're set.
They're fine.
think-
like literally maybe a corner. That's about it.
Yeah, corner like, and there are still like you could trade up for Cooper DeJean, Kool-Aid.
They don't have a second though.
Oh, I mean, I would be willing. Personally, if I was the Vikings, I would want to trade up for like one of these guys because I didn't even think they were like.
DeJean and Kool-Aid shouldn't have fallen out of the first.
Yeah, I don't think so. And Michael Penix went before them. That's crazy. Sorry. I just yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not much
I
more to say. It was a great pick. We've said it for months.
yeah.
Now I've said this for months. I'm gonna move on to the next pick because I've said it. I've pushed it. All I've said for months is pick Olu Fashanu. Do not pick Brock Bowers. And you know what they did? They picked Olu Fashanu at 11. The Jets, dude. That was the best pick they could have made.
No, yeah,
To
I
keep my
agree.
sanity.
I think it's a fair pick. You know, it's
He's a project tackle, sure. They don't need him to start day one though. He's probably not gonna have to start till week 12 when Smith or the other guy gets hurt.
and you're getting the best run blocker
Yeah.
in the draft.
Which helps Brees Hall
Yeah.
tremendously. Which hurts my soul, but at the same time.
Yeah, I think
I love this pick.
yeah, smart pick. There's not much else to say. Like, yeah. Do you have anything else to say about?
I mean, it was just a good pick. I was just happy. I was like, yes, they did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted them to draft like a wide receiver right here, but how the draft board fell.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas. And that
Brian
might
Thomas
have
would have been a little too high.
Yeah, that would have been a. But he was projected to go a little higher than most people projected. But
Yeah, and he didn't go higher than I thought he would. I was shocked.
yeah, he went like right around where everyone was mocking him.
Yeah. Which I had him actually mocked to that team at one point in time. Just a different spot, of course.
Um, 12. 12.
My friend crashed out from this. I won't lie. He was upset. He was actually the guy on the podcast the other week. He did want
a
Bo
mock
Nix.
draft
He
with
just didn't want
us.
him here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough pick. Bo Nix might be the worst quarterback in this draft, like this upcoming season, because you're gonna get like 8 games out of Cortland side,
Yeah.
and then who else do you have?
Mims is okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
like
They need to draft a couple wide receivers for this team. Honestly, I will say he's still not the worst quarterback pick in the first round. So
oh
like,
no, which is yeah, which is
weird
crazy.
to say.
Yeah, which is
6 quarterbacks went in the top 12. That's so weird saying it.
it was the first time since like this is the first
1970
time
something?
6 quarterbacks have been drafted in the first round since Jim Kelly.
Probably something like that.
Yeah.
He apparently was QB 3 on their board. So I guess he
course
just
they
fit the
were.
mold. Yeah, he just fit the mold, I guess, of what they look for in a quarterback, which is like that Drew Brees type mold, which I guess that's what they see in him.
Yeah, Sean Payton was like in love with Bo Nix.
He sees
Apparently.
Drew Brees.
Like yeah, which I don't hate that comp as like if you look at it like Drew Brees is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Like I can understand to a point, to a very very long point, what Sean Payton is saying. Like whenever he says like a Drew Brees type player, like Bo Nix is a very talented quarterback.
He is. I like Bo. I don't like the fact that he's gonna have to start right away though.
I don't either. Like, if he would have... This is the worst situation that he could have went to.
I don't think it's like situationally it's not like the worst, but it's definitely not great.
Who would have been the worst?
Hold on. Shoot, I forgot their name. I had it and I lost it. Where were they?
The Saints?
The Saints would have been bad. honestly, if he somehow ended up in Washington, it never would happen. But if he had ended up in Washington, it would have sucked because he doesn't fit the mold.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. No, because every other team would sit him right away. So I guess never mind. I guess really he is kind of like worse. Not like it's not a bad situation, but it's probably not the greatest.
I mean, he might sit a game or two behind Jarrett Stidham. Maybe.
Yeah, he might. I think he'll beat him out. What was the point of actually? I know the point of trading for Zach Wilson. It was insurance.
Oh wait, I forgot about Zach Wilson. Yeah.
It was insurance, so that if they didn't end up getting Bo, they were able to still have somebody that they could have on roster.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved Bo Nix to go to the Raiders. That's a team that I would have really liked.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix would have cooked in that system. I think that's the perfect system from going to Oregon to the Raiders.
That would have worked well. He would have had a great wide receiver group.
Run game, wide receiver.
They don't really have a run game now.
Oh yeah, Josh Jacobs. I'm forgetting these guys leave and join teams. Where
Samir White's okay, but like he's not Josh Jacobs.
where did Josh Jacobs go? Packers? Yeah.
Packers.
Yeah. You have anything else to say about 12?
Nah, I like it, but still was a little too high for my liking.
Yeah. 13. This kind of caught me off guard for sure. It was Brock Bowers to the Raiders.
Bad pick.
Bad pick.
Bad pick. Great player, bad pick.
I agree. Yeah, expand on that.
Yeah, okay, let me explain. They drafted Michael Mayer top of the second round last year. For what reason? To just draft another tight end this year? After their GM literally said they love Mayer? Are you going to go to a 2 tight end set? Who's your quarterback? Aiden O'Connell? They should have just traded up for a quarterback. Like, they should have just put more chips in to go get the quarterback at this point. Because who's throwing to these guys? Nobody. They need defensive help. They need corners. They don't have a corner. They have Jack Jones, but he's going to shoot up somebody again. Like, they don't have anything. I don't know. Oh, yeah, and Luke Getsy is also their OC, so that's just not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, you can't. It would have been very difficult to trade up for a quarterback. If like Penix would have fell. You said what?
Honestly, at this point, they could have just traded up with the Bears and leapfrogged again, and then grabbed Odunze or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird pick. It's a weird pick. I feel like it's a classic Raiders pick. I feel like they always
they do this
like
every
do
year.
something odd.
It was like Tyree Wilson last year.
My
So
thing
weird.
is, are they going to try to put him at wide receiver? Because I don't know. For some reason,
He'll play tight end, but he won't be a blocker. Mayer's more of the blocker.
yeah. And Mayer had a good season.
No, I seriously, I was so mad because I have Mayer in Dynasty Football, and I am so mad because I am so invested in him that I'm just like, great, there goes that stock. It's gone completely. It's just kaput. Like, wasted my second round pick on him last year.
Well, I was saying, like, I was like, I don't know. I just thought this was, I don't know. I feel like the Raiders are another loser in the first round. Because,
They definitely were a loser of the first round.
yeah. It's just, Brock Bowers, like, incredible prospect. Incredible football player.
He's the generational tight end of the group. I'm glad a tight end went to. Honestly, I think it was a better spot than the Falcons when the Falcons picked him. Picked Pitts. I think this is a better spot, but I just don't love it.
I don't either. Yeah.
If he had gone to the Saints, I could have been okay with that. If he had gone to the Colts, I would have been okay with that. If he had gone to any team past them, I would have been okay with that. But the Raiders didn't make sense.
I think the Raiders were one of the worst landing spots.
Yeah.
For him.
They should have picked Terrion Arnold here. Like, they talked with him so much. I was so convinced they were picking Arnold. And then, nope, they picked Brock Bowers. I guess they just went best available, but positionally it didn't make sense.
Yeah, they could have traded down. They could have totally traded down.
They did try. There were a couple teams like right in here that did try.
Which, yeah, I mean, you should have called the Vikings because they traded up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't have any more to say on them.
Yeah.
Saints, I think this was our mocked pick for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is the pick everyone truly thought that, like, everyone knew they were going to get a tackle here. Like, it was just who was going to be the tackle.
Yeah,
yep, we have
thought it would be
Fuaga.
Fuaga. Because I remember in our last mock, I was like, he's not going to fall this far. He's probably going to end up at the Saints. I remember saying something like that, and I was like, well, that held true.
Yeah. Fuaga's a great tackle.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping he would fall to the Steelers.
Honestly, fair. Him and Fatianu, honestly, both are good picks, though. Like, if I'm you, I would be happy with him.
I'm just not a big Fatiano fan. I'm just not. I just didn't really like what I saw from him.
Completely fair.
It's just whenever I was watching him, he didn't really move me. He was. I can look. I want to see where he fell in my. Yeah. Okay. He was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was my 5th tackle.
5th tackle. Fair.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got him at 6. I mean, that's not bad. But I just feel like if we would have gotten, well, I'll talk about it whenever it comes up.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost there anyway.
Yeah.
I liked it. They needed a tackle anyway. I hear their left tackle's out for the year. Maybe their right tackle. I forget which. One of them's out for the year already because of last year. He got hurt right at the end. So it makes sense. It was a good pick.
Yeah.
And it'll be good for the long term, whoever they have long term. Whether that's Derek Carr or somebody else. I like Derek Carr. I just think he's been playing bad lately. So.
Yeah. And I feel like
would have actually kind of been nice here because he could have sat.
Dude, I think our first ever mock draft, I had Bo going there.
I think you did. It was that or the Rams. Yeah, Rams.
I think it was the Saints.
I think I had the Rams.
Yeah, I think I had the Saints picking Bo Nix. I saw someone say that the Saints are already restructuring Fuaga's deal. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. No, it was definitely a good pick though. I think
Yeah.
it was one of the better picks. It was a value pick, so I appreciate it. I was shocked at this point that no defensive player had come off the board. You know, like Dallas Turner. I'm like, hello, does he exist? Did he just like somehow opt out of the draft? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it took 15 picks to get to,
pick, which is a record.
I think will be held for a long time.
Probably ever. It's probably never going to change.
I feel like this draft was so offensive. Like all these teams needed offensive players. Like they all needed offensive players.
I can talk myself into not putting Dallas Turner in the top 14, but at the same time, he was just such a good pass rusher that I was like, why isn't he up here? And then, of course, he doesn't even get picked as the first defensive player or the defensive player I thought the Colts would go with. Like the position even. I was like, what in the world? They picked Lealatu, and we both liked him. But, like, we didn't like him this much, did we?
I mean, do I hate it? No. No, because Latu is a phenomenal player. Um, I think he will be a dog for the Colts, but like for the position value, I don't like it. I think
I
corner.
would pick Turner. I would pick Turner or a corner here. Like if you really wanted to go pass rush, I know their pass rush was bad, so like that part I kind of understand. I didn't realize how bad it actually was last year when I saw the stats. Made sense, but yeah, I would have done corner.
Yeah, like who's yeah
Arnold Mitchell. Like
who's their corner right now?
I was gonna say Rocky Asim, but that was somewhere else. Kenny Moore or something.
I think yeah.
Kenny Moore, Anthony Brown. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Gee,
Yeah, I mean Latu's a great
Brent
player.
Julius Julius Brent. He was good last year. Um, Jalen Jones. Okay, they're not terrible, but they need some help.
Yeah. And yeah, with all the corners still on the board here at 15, which I feel like no one really predicted,
hmm
that I think it would have been a phenomenal like
Like you could have
Quinon
gotten
Mitchell.
Arnold, or I think Arnold would have probably fit them a little better. No,
Yeah,
probably Mitchell would have fit them better.
yeah,
Um, it would just been good. But I like Latu. I liked Latu a lot too. My pun. I will keep my pun going. My dad joke of a pun. Um, yeah, but it was a good pick. I don't
yeah,
think there's much more to say.
yeah. It was no, yeah, nothing else to say really.
No, there's just not. I will say here at 16, I did not like it because I know we both didn't have him as our number one D tackle.
Yeah,
Um, he wasn't our number one D tackle. Our number one D tackle fell out of the first. That's not a good look. Our number one D tackle wasn't him. We felt like they probably needed edge rush. Dallas Turner's still on the board. They could have picked Verse as well. Um, Murphy, I guess, is fine. They could have picked corner. All the corners were still on the board. I don't know. I just don't know.
yeah. It I don't know.
It just,
This just looks like a pick that they just said, okay, Byron Murphy's the best available player right now. Let's pick him.
he
Like
might have been on
that's how their
I mean,
boards
it kind of makes
fell.
sense.
No, it does. Like yes, they do need interior defensive help, but I would have
Yeah,
rather had Johnny Newton.
yeah.
I
It was
really,
definitely Mike
really
McDonald's
like.
pick. It was
Yeah,
Mike McDonald all the way. So
which I think Mike McDonald can cook with Byron Murphy. I mean
yeah,
I
I think
still think Byron
Murphy will probably
Murphy
end up
is.
watch Murphy will end up having a better year
Yeah, and
because
that will
just
be, or we'll look like total frauds
but
if
it's
that
just because
happens.
positioning. I mean, where they ended
Yeah,
up going is what's going to matter. Because Newton could end up going to a garbage team. If he gets picked by the Patriots, I swear to goodness, I'm gonna be a little pissed. I'll hold myself back though. There's not much more to say with Murphy though. It was a good pick, good value. They need DT, just not our favorite DT. So
yeah, I fully agree. Here at 17,
best value pick of the draft. No, second best value pick.
incredible pick. They traded up once again.
Yep. They only have 3 picks next year.
Oh, but okay, this is kind of reminding me of the Texans last year.
Yeah.
They moved up, got their quarterback. Well, they didn't even move up. They just got their quarterback at 2.
And then they moved up to get their edge. They're
And then
doing
they
the
moved up to
Texans.
get their edge.
I really do actually like the Vikings. That's why I said they had the number one for this year because I think Dallas Turner fit the role. I mean, sure the Bears needed a wide receiver, but I think they probably should have traded back from where they were because of how many picks they have. They only have 4. They only have 4 picks, right? So they needed to trade back to get more so they can actually fill out the roster a little better. That was my only issue with the Bears draft compared to the Vikings, who have filled out their board and still have picks this year. Sure, they don't have picks next year, but they can trade back, and I think they will. Way too
Yeah.
early clip prediction. Just gonna go ahead and say.
Yeah, and Brian Flores helped this. I talk about. I feel like I talk about Brian Flores literally anytime we talk about the Vikings, but
You
I
do.
just
I appreciate it because it's true.
I love Brian Flores. He brought this defense to where it was. It was like 31st in the league the year
Really?
before he came over to Minnesota because he was a former Steelers linebacker coach, and I was like, please put him as our defensive coordinator. Our defensive coordinator, he sucks. He's bad. Like, of course, our defense is great because look at the talent. Of course, dude, I could be out there and making this defense look good. But Brian Flores is he brought it to 31st to 15th,
That's
14th.
insane. They also didn't allow that many touchdowns, from what I
And
remember.
it's not like they brought in a big talent
They
either.
really didn't. I think Byron Murphy. Is that who it was?
Byron Murphy.
They brought in a corner. I know they brought in a corner. I don't
Oh
know
yeah. They did, but they didn't bring in like anything like major, and they lost Danielle Hunter this offseason. Okay, let's replace him in the draft. I would say even arguably a better edge rusher.
better prospect maybe. I think he's the perfect replacement.
Yeah, I think he is too. Because Danielle Hunter's old, so let him walk. Get Dallas Turner. Boom. You got your quarterback. You got your edge.
Now re-sign Justin, please. Just re-sign Justin Jefferson, so there's no thoughts out there of Justin Jefferson somehow going to the Chiefs.
And they could still get their corner. They could still get Cooper DeJean, trade up. Like they're being aggressive, and I say if I was Minnesota, let's keep being aggressive. Let's trade up and get our corner, and then let Flores cook, and then let's win our division. Say we're better than the Lions, we're better than the Bears, better than the Packers. Which
They definitely could.
I see a world where like
I see a world where it goes Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers.
yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. No, but like you said, great pick. I will say second best value pick because of a later pick that should have gone way earlier in my mind. Maybe even third. I don't know. This is it's weird. There's a couple great value picks. This is definitely one of them though, and he fit really well.
Yeah. I
will
liked it a
say-
lot.
Let's just go ahead and move on to the Bengals because I feel like we could talk about the Vikings
Terrible
forever.
pick.
No, it's not. You picked him there. You literally
No, I
had him
know.
going there in our last mock draft.
No, I know. I'm just praying on them.
You wanted him though. I think that's what it was, right?
What?
I said you wanted him though, didn't you?
No. I'm not the biggest because I talked about this in our last mock draft, I believe.
Yeah.
I called him like a system offensive lineman,
Essentially, yeah.
because Georgia's offensive line scheme is such a weird scheme, and I don't know how Mims will adjust to the NFL level.
He does get to sit,
Yeah.
at least.
But I mean, I understand for the Bengals. But T. Higgins requested a trade, and then Trey Hendrickson.
I'll probably end up paying him though. They'll get paid. It's fine.
Yeah. But here, if I was the Bengals, and you don't know, I understand this big. Yeah, smart. Okay,
Burrow
yeah.
last year. You don't want. I'd rather protect Burrow than I would worry about other positions right now. My number
Yeah.
one thing after Burrow gets hurt twice in 4 years would be protecting Burrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I
would say If
understand.
you're gonna say Jared Verse would have been a good pick, I do agree.
Oh, I was not gonna say that, but
Oh well, that's what I thought you were gonna say. Like they should have picked Verse here. I'm like that would have been a bad pick if they ended up believing they're gonna lose Henderson. You know.
yeah, I mean, thinking about it now, yeah, understandable pick. Value pick, offensive line. Yeah,
You say Burrow gets hurt too much, well, they're protecting Burrow.
yeah. I just feel like I have to hate on the Bengals because they destroyed our franchise.
Honestly, fair. I completely get it. I feel the same way.
They injured
Right.
Ryan Sazier. Our linebacker group has not been good
Pretty
since
sure
Ryan
he-
Sazier.
Didn't he rocket himself into the whoever caught it?
Yeah, but
Isn't
it
he
was
like a
still against.
terrible guy?
Okay, Zane, you need to calm down.
Just casually
um,
exposing the dude.
okay, did he cheat on his wife? Maybe, but
Maybe.
he definitely did. I'm talking about as a football player. He was
Not
a
funny,
good
but
football
yes.
player.
He was a good player until he got hurt due to his own accord. Shouldn't tackle like that, buddy.
Yeah, I think he was a good football player, and he got injured against the Bengals, and then Antonio.
Now, if you had said Antonio Brown, I'd give that one to you completely.
And well, hey, I was getting to there.
Okay.
And Juju Smith-Schuster. They injured Antonio Brown. Tried to hit Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
A lot of dirty players. I especially in the early 2000s.
Your whole
But
division's full of that type of stuff, though. Like,
yeah,
Lord
it
knows that
truly
kind of
is.
division. To be fair,
But I mean, the Steelers really haven't had a dirty player like as dirty as like the Ravens and
okay, yeah, I can give you
Bengals.
that. I can give you that one.
Like, cause like in the early 2010s, 2000s, like no one wanted to verse the Ravens or Bengals because
So we're gonna get clocked.
you might actually like come out with CTE after the game.
Like, AB.
Yeah, like AB. But back to the mock draft or not.
I mean,
I've been so
Still
used to
not
doing
mock
mock
draft pick.
drafts.
I'm just saying, we called this pick.
Yeah, Jared Verse,
Good pick.
good pick. Yeah,
Good pick.
solid pick.
I was messing with my friend who's a Florida State fan, and I was like, "Oh man, he wasn't even like a top 20 player. What are they doing? Shouldn't pick him here." I was just messing with him, but I thought
I
it was
think
a great pick.
I think Johnny Newton would have been a better pick here.
It wouldn't have been a bad pick, but they have an inside guy with the last draft, so I mean you're getting your outside guy with Verse, and I think
Yeah.
Verse was best edge rusher available.
No, I agree. No, I agree for sure. But like, I think Johnny Newton is a better prospect than Verse is, and you lost Donald.
True.
And I'm not saying I don't like this pick at all. Like, this is a good pick overall, great pick for the Rams. But here I would have probably taken Johnny Newton, but still a good pick from the Rams.
Yeah, good pick. 20. I know I want to let you talk about this, so I'll sit back and I'll let you talk about this pick because I don't really have much on Verse besides I thought it was a good value pick myself.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about 20.
The Steelers here. I don't. I let this one just. In the moment, I hated this pick. I strongly hated this pick because I was like, okay. I understand our offensive line is a need still. Yes, I agree. But our wide receivers still in need. Our corners still in need. Obviously, linebackers in need, but like we're not drafting a linebacker. So those were our three true positions that we needed. And I feel like offensive line wasn't that bad. We did lose some guys that were already terrible. So like, oh well. But still, better prospects like Mitchell, Thomas, Arnold were still on the board. I would have rather had those three.
Trade for Ayuk, which isn't going to happen now.
Which, yeah, I mean, I am not the biggest fan of this pick. I wasn't a big fan of Troy Fautanu whenever we were talking about him.
Yeah.
He was my fifth best, and he was the sixth tackle taken. But I just feel like, how did we we could have built our corner room phenomenally. Like, Joey Porter and Mitchell would have been like a great corner room. Or got Thomas Jr. I understand he plays a little bit like Pickens, but just to add another weapon for Fields. Like, now who are Fields gonna throw to? Or Russell Wilson? I just
Round 2.
Yeah, round 2, yes, but yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I completely get it. I remember you text me, go, yeah, I don't think I can film anymore. I'm like, what? I didn't
Yeah, I
understand
was
you were
just,
joking at first. I was just like, oh, okay, work tomorrow. That's fine. Um, I completely just
I was
shrugged it off.
just
I'm like, he's got work. It's fine. And then you were like, no, I'm just messing. I'm like, oh, that's why.
yeah, I just there were better prospects back.
Yes, there was.
I know Mitchell and Arnold are gonna be good players in the NFL. I know for sure they are.
Especially where they went. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I know. Like, the Steelers could have built these corners so good, so good.
Arnold as a duo would have been disgusting.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully we get Kool-Aid. Yippee.
Maybe. Trade back up. Trade up in the second.
Yeah. You have any thoughts on the Steelers pick? Because
I thought it was a good pick. I personally thought they were going to pick offensive line no matter what. That was my opinion the entire way. Unless they were trading for Ayuk. So, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was a good pick. There's not much more to
I don't
say.
know. I don't hate it, nor am I in love with it.
You're not a winner, and you're not a loser of the first round. And if you're not a
Yeah.
loser of the first round, technically you're a winner of the first round. That's at least my opinion.
I understand why we drafted offensive line, but I feel like,
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
yeah,
There's,
there's better prospects.
Yeah.
But
I'm,
we can move on.
yes, there's not much to say about this next pick in my opinion, other than I didn't like the pick.
I didn't either. Yeah.
Your offensive line sucks. Tua is gonna die again. You don't have guards. Your Isaiah Wynn is starting. You don't have a center. Like, this thought process here was a dumb pick, at least in my mind. Chop is a good edge rusher, but he wasn't your need.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't like the pick. I also just hate on the Dolphins, but I just didn't like the pick.
I truly thought like Jackson Powers Johnson was going to go in the first round to the
I thought
Cowboys,
Andy
to the
Barton was gonna be right
Dolphins.
here. I knew Barton was going to end up in round 1 after I saw the rumors about him, but I still thought Jackson Powers Johnson was going round 1 too.
Yeah, I did too. Because there are teams that need a center,
Center. Yeah, Dolphins included.
and that is like the most important position at the offensive line.
That and your
Uh,
left tackle for sure, yeah.
yeah. Um.
Yeah, I don't really have anything really to say other than it was just not a great pick. I don't even think it was a great value pick either. But like, yeah, I don't know. Just with their, I guess the pass rush needed a little help, but like your corner room needs help, your entire offensive line needs help. I'm just glad they didn't pick wide receiver. So
Yeah,
I
it,
even
it
picked
would have been
Worthy.
crazy if they would have drafted wide receiver here.
What if they drafted Worthy?
That would have been funny.
That would have been hilarious. Let's just go ahead and move on to the Eagles. This pick was a top 3 value pick for me. Quinion, I had in one of my personal mocks. I had or maybe it was in ours. I had the Eagles trading up to 12, or we did. We had the Eagles trading up to 12 and picking Quinion.
Yeah, we did.
So they got him at 22, free of charge. Good pick. Like, nothing really to say other than good pick. You got a corner of your future. Like, that's what they needed. That's what we both said they needed round 1. I thought it was going to end up either they're sticking and picking Kool-Aid McKinstry, who somehow fell to round 1, or they were going to just trade up for Quinion or Arnold.
Yeah, Mitchell was our number 1 corner, and in my eyes, he still is.
Yes.
I think he's a phenomenal prospect. He was also the first ever Toledo player to ever be drafted in the first round.
Stud. Absolute stud.
Yeah. In his post draft speech was really cool. It was like he was like, how does it feel to be the first ever player to be drafted outside of Toledo? He was like, what did he say? He was like, I'm just glad I stuck with this team. This shows that like if you put in the work and just because you go to a small town school doesn't mean like you're not gonna be a NFL player.
Dude, yeah.
Something along those lines. That was a cool
I think I
speech.
remember that. Yeah, I will say he's gonna need some work, but like, dude, I loved him as a prospect, and honestly, I love him as a player and a person from what I've seen. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are still on fraud alert for me.
Fair. I think they're. Yeah, I mean fair. They still got a lot of help needed, but yeah.
Yeah, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Now, this next pick, because I'm just gonna roll right into it. Brian Thomas Jr. I felt like we knew it was probably going to end up happening, that they were going to pick Brian Thomas here, but they really needed a corner. You know,
But I feel like they
Like, how
needed
crazy
wide
is it?
receiver more.
I'd be okay with Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis going into the year. When
I would have.
Can you name a corner on the roster?
No, but
Yeah, that's my issue. I can't name a corner on the roster. I'm like,
but the thing is, Kool-Aid, DeJean, all these other corners are still in the second round.
they didn't
So
know that.
the Jags could easily trade up, and get the wide because I think Brian. I don't know. Actually, I'm thinking about it right now. I just don't know if.
Yeah.
Maybe corner was a better option right here.
I think so Darius Williams got cut, I'm pretty sure. They have Tyson Campbell, Montrack Brown or something like that, Christian Braswell, like bunch of, no offense to these guys, but they're basically no names. So like, I don't know. I appreciate them giving Trevor a wide receiver 1. I think Thomas will end up like helping Trevor out tremendously. So like, I love the pick, but I also would have loved for them to go corner. But hey, I think it fell well. Brian Thomas at 23 is a good pick.
Yeah, I did too. I feel like there is a bigger drop off at wide receiver or at corner than there is wide receiver. So I could totally understand the corner pick here.
If they trade up at the top of the second and pick Kool-Aid, if he's not picked by the Bills are either picking Kool-Aid here in my 33, or they're picking a wide receiver. But we'll get into that later. But if they pick Kool-Aid somehow, top of the second, I won't hate on this pick at all. I think it's a great pick then.
Yeah.
Roll right into the next guy. Arnold, dude. This, to me, value-wise, and where he's going, the Lions' defense and offense this next year, people need to watch because they were already good last year. Their only concern this past year was their corner room, and they just fixed it right up with Carlton Davis and Arnold. Like, their corner room is actually nice.
Yeah, Arnold was a great pick. Falling to 24, especially a great pick.
We had him at 13.
I guess that's why we're not an NFL GM.
Or he'll end up being better than some of the players ahead of him, and that's why we should.
Oh, he will be better than Penix.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, is there really much to say other than that it was a good pick? Like,
Yeah, no.
it fit everything they needed. It checked all the boxes.
Yeah, great pick.
They had to trade up a little bit, sure, but like, dude, you're adding a Nick Saban defender. Like it's a good pick.
Yeah, and anytime you pick from the Alabama room, it's always good. It's
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 you're gonna get a solid player.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the next guy?
25. The
My
Packers.
worst
This is just
pick? Okay. Besides Penix, if Penix wasn't picked in this first round, this was my least favorite pick.
but it's such a Packers pick.
It
And
is
he
such a
will
Packers
just.
pick, though.
My friend Brett, he's a Packers fan, and I just told him you can't be mad. It's a Packers pick, and somehow they'll make him work.
I texted him, like we were texting a little bit too, and he's just like, I was like, how do you feel about that pick? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like it's just such a Packers pick,
It was. He's not even gonna. Ugh, man.
and I feel like he will work out just because the Packers do this.
They do. I just didn't think he was the best guy available for tackle. I had him as like a
Oh
middle second.
no, I don't either. Like I would have much rather had Tyler Guyton,
Yeah.
Graham Barton.
I wouldn't even have picked either of them in the first round. The next guys, I'm like, why are you picking him in the first? Barton was fine, but Guyton and Morgan both to me shouldn't have been first round. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they were players I felt like should have gotten over them.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I thought Cooper DeJean was going to be the Packers.
We were all talking about it while I was over at my friends, and we were like, it's DeJean here. Like, it has to be DeJean here. And then it was not. We're like, what the junk? Like, what is this pick?
Yeah.
Um, I will say, Bucks, we both thought they were picking center, but we did not think it was going to be this guy.
Yeah, but I don't mind this pick at all.
I don't either. Your center retired. You just paid Baker. You're protecting Baker. It makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense there.
He's also great in the run game. So, like, you're going to help Rashad White. Like, good pick. Like, there's really not much to say other. Like, especially with the tackles and corner, like the centers and stuff. There's not much to say other than good pick, smart pick. Probably
Right
best.
where everyone thought Barton was going to go.
Yeah. I did see it on a lot of people's boards from what I remember was they had Barton over him, and I was like, okay, I can see it.
Yeah.
Like, towards the end of it, I'm like, my rankings changed up a little bit, but I was like, I can see it.
Yeah. Great
Now-
overall pick.
Yeah, just a great overall pick. I mean, that sums it all up. Now, here with 27 with the Cardinals, I think we had Chop here, didn't we? Or maybe Wiggins, or it was a corner, or
Yeah, I think it was Shop here.
yeah. So like we had the positioning, we both liked Robinson from what I remember, right?
Yeah. He was definitely a top 3 for edge, I believe, or no, not edge, defensive line.
Yeah, we had him high. I think I had him. I think about it 3 as well for defensive line. Then I had him at edge. I think I had him at 5. So like overall, he's going to be very versatile, which I liked.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was I wasn't. I thought it was a good pick overall. I thought, okay, like you need every defensive player or a defensive position
Yeah,
besides safety. But
they might get Kool-Aid at 35.
yeah, that'd be nice. That would. Now, if I was the Cardinals, I'd just be drafting defense.
Yep. You got your wide receiver, defense, the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, the Bills
So-
are the dumbest team in football, right?
the
Maybe.
Bills.
The Bills
Yeah.
are the dumbest team in football.
Okay, I was thinking about this.
They should have just picked Worthy. Why are you letting the Chiefs get a wide receiver?
Why did they trade back with the Chiefs? I don't know.
Your
They
parents, they own you. Like, why are you helping them?
this isn't even a rivalry anymore. This is
No,
just
it's
like
not-
the
it's never
Bills
been a
trying to
rivalry.
help
It's a
them out.
beatdown. It's never been a rivalry. It's always been a beatdown. Like,
Yeah.
their GM needs to be fired. This is just heinous actions right now. Helping the Chiefs is just criminal behavior.
I don't hate them necessarily trading down, but with the Chiefs,
If they had just traded with the Panthers here, like,
yeah, the Panthers
Save
would have been
everybody,
so much
please.
more. And you would have gotten more out of it. But they traded back twice because they didn't have that many draft picks, and they had a whole lot of hold on,
defense and offense.
defense and offense. So I understand why you traded back, but with the Chiefs, and of course, they got
Xavier
their
Worthy.
guy.
Which we thought was gonna happen at least. Like, I was joked about it, but I didn't think it actually happened.
I saw this meme. I saw this meme. I thought I'd bring it up on the podcast. The Chiefs wide receiver room is crazy. Hollywood Brown, 4.27 40-yard dash. Xavier Worthy, 4.21 40-yard dash. Rasheed Rice, 119 miles per hour.
Gosh. What's next? Henry Ruggs.
I thought that was so
Oh
funny.
my gosh. The minute he started saying speeds, I'm like, oh no. That's so good though.
Yeah, that's one reason I love Twitter right there, because I'll just be scrolling, looking at NFL news, and I'm like, oh my, like a joke like that comes up, and I'm just like laughing.
Oh, I thought once Worthy worked out with Mahomes himself, I was like, that's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, if Worthy was gonna go in the
And-
first round,
yeah.
this is the team that he should have went
Worthy's
to.
gonna
This,
work out as well at any team. It will be this one.
yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't like Worthy, but like he goes to the Chiefs. I mean, my friend said it like Tyreek Hill upside, but like I don't think he's that high. But like ceiling wise, but like you can get that type of player.
Yeah. And you needed wide receiver help. The only reason that the Chiefs weren't as good as they were supposed to be, even though they won the Super Bowl. That's weird to say.
They weren't a top 5 team, but they won the Super Bowl roster wise.
Yeah.
And it's because their wide receiver core, because they have Valdez.
Yeah.
They're the highest
And-
team in drops this past year. But I will say the thing about Worthy, highest team in drops last year, they signed Worthy, who had 9 drops last year.
Yeah. I really wanted them to draft Vlad McConkey. I love that.
Apparently he has back issues, so he might fall a lot further than people are thinking.
But he's a high motor guy.
Yeah, I know. But so is another wide receiver, and he was a dumb pick.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dallas?
but
You want to talk about Dallas?
yeah. Jerry, before we get into this draft, did you see I don't know the question,
24th
but
best team?
yeah, we're the 24th best team, and that's why he just explained the draft.
They also were the 24th. No,
Yeah.
his math is off. Anyway, his math is backward.
And why would you say that?
No, like why would you say that ever?
Because you were the first team ever to lose in the wild card
Yeah.
to a 7th seed.
Yeah.
Like, I bet Jerry Jones traded back to just because he wanted, because his logic, we're the 4th best team in the league because we have the 29th pick.
No, his math was backward anyway. I was just like, what in the world?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the Patriots. This is random news. The Patriots have gotten rid of their 50 number thing. Do you remember that we do every summer?
The
Patriots have the rookies. The Patriots have, like, with Bill, they always made them earn the numbers. I put parentheses on that. Earn the numbers. So they had to win 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 through whatever number until the start of the season, but they just got rid of that with May. He's wearing 10, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He already earned it.
Yeah, I gotta be.
Watch the tape.
Yep.
But Tyler Guyton,
Good pick.
Nah.
I thought it was a good pick. They don't have a left tackle, and Guyton's probably the best available, and he's kind of a freak athlete. This one I understood a lot more than Morgan.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good pick. Like it solid pick here. Why I said Ant, because it's just like a very basic pick, you know. It's like
Nothing fancy.
nothing crazy.
They did re-sign Zeke, by the way, just now.
Oh, they did.
Just saw that on my phone.
What?
So that's cool.
Ian Rappaport, why aren't you alerting
Well,
me?
okay, it's not official, but it's pretty much like,
Oh,
it's gonna happen.
okay.
I expect them to get running back today, though. To be honest.
But do you have anything else to say?
I thought it was a good pick. They needed a left tackle anyway, so I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Really didn't. He can play tackle.
Yeah, good pick.
Guard, either tackle position. I mean, like, good pick.
Yeah.
Good job.
Here with the Ravens, a phenomenal pick.
Oh my gosh, I hated it so much because it was so good.
I did too. I was like, don't let this happen.
Apparently,
And they did.
the Clemson head coach was texting Harbaugh like, draft him.
Yeah,
That's
like
something-
Nate Wiggins is still really good. Like he does need to gain weight, but like he's still really good.
He doesn't even have to be put in the number one. He can be put in like the number 2-3 role for now. Like he's fine. He's set.
And the Ravens' biggest problem was corner.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I knew Nate was gonna fall further than we had him projected, but like I didn't think it'd be this far. And I was like, gosh darn it.
yeah.
I liked him though.
Yeah, great pick.
Yeah, like you're helping out that room. You're getting yourself a young guy for the future, because both your top two are old anyway. So I mean, it was a good pick. Like, really one of the better value picks the first. Right now, they'd be in my winners category because of how good of value they got with this pick.
Didn't even have to move up. Just
they
sat
didn't
there
have to move
at
up or
30.
anything. Like, Wiggins at 30 is crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But this next pick.
Awful. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, terrible
Terrible
pick.
goal. I love Ricky Pearsall, but my goodness, over Leggett, over AD, over all of these other guys, I'm like, what are you doing? Ricky fills out what Ayuk is if they get rid of Ayuk, but like, why?
Yeah.
Why Ricky? Here, you could have picked him round 2.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, at least trade Ayuk or Debo before you make this pick.
Apparently they're doing it today. So,
No.
You know, one of them's gone
can't-
today.
Can't wait for one of them to be a Steelers.
You mean a Patriot? We're getting Ayuk today. If we get Ayuk today, dude, I swear. Winners of the draft.
Dude, if y'all get Ayuk, I would actually be. I wouldn't be happy, but as a football fan, I would be so excited to watch that.
Yeah, I'd be excited. I know people hate on the Patriots. That's fine, but like, be happy for the players that are like in that group. Like, it's gonna be exciting to watch the group.
Yeah, like I love Drake May, and I'd be so happy for May. But as a Steelers fan, I would hate this. I'd be like, another 10 years of torture for me.
20 more years. 20 more years. Oh no.
I would just. Ugh.
Give up. Everybody give up.
Yeah. Like, we'd just be a above 500 team and be like, oh, we made the playoffs. Oh, we just got eliminated. Oh, we made the playoffs.
Oh, Iron Man with the giant fish. Oh, was that Drake May? But we lost again.
Yeah. But yeah, 49ers L pick here.
Yeah. I don't want to say
But-
L pick for this last one.
I'm not the biggest Leggett fan,
I know you're
personally.
not, but I am. And they already said they were drafting him, and they wanted to secure him in the first round so that they can get him a 5th-year option, so that they can help him develop another extra year in there.
I think this is a fantastic pick. I truly do. Because Leggett, you didn't have Like their wide receiver group in the Panthers. I don't know where they're at. Wait, what state are they in? Carolina. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cut that out. Oh my god. I don't know why I just forgot that. But in Carolina, that's a great pick because you have Deontay Johnson. Their wide receiver group's not terrible, but you're adding a big guy. They didn't have a big guy.
Mingo was supposed to do that, so.
Yeah, and Mingo hasn't done anything so far. He's been all right, but like I think Leggett will go in there and be a good guy, like a really talented wide receiver.
He can start as their 2 or 3 while Deontay and Thielen started out, and they can help teach Leggett how to do footwork a little better because that's like his biggest thing. And Deontay and Thielen, their best things are footwork. So like,
Deontay Johnson is a phenomenal route runner, exactly. And I think Leggett needs help with the route running.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like him and Thielen can help out Leggett so well. And now I will say, I would have just picked AD Mitchell here for myself personally. That's what I would have done. But
I don't think Mitchell would have fit in as. I think he's a better prospect than Leggett. I truly do, but like for what Carolina's has right now, I think Leggett is the better guy for him.
Yeah, and Leggett's going to be used inside a lot. Like you're going to see a lot of slants with him. I think he's going to be very nice. Maybe not this year, but 2025 year, I would write it down. I think you could see a breakout here.
If you play Dynasty Fantasy, like this is
you draft him top of the 2nd round. I promise you will not be disappointed in year 2. And
I think Leggett will be really.
That's fine. But top of round 2, I think he'll be good.
Yeah, and Deontay Johnson can show Leggett how to be a crybaby and like cry for the ball. So I think that's a perfect fit.
Totally. Hey, and Leggett sounds like Randy Moss, so like maybe he's just Randy Moss in disguise.
Comparing him to Randy Moss and hasn't even touched the NFL field yet. Crazy.
It was a voice comp, all right? It wasn't anything else. You're reading too much into it. I will say, I will talk about this now. The Bills trading back again was dumb.
I mean,
unless they knew,
they only moved back one, and there's plenty of guys they could draft in the 2nd round.
Why are you getting rid of a 5th-year option?
I think it's worse. I think it's worse for the Bills trading with the Chiefs.
That was definitely worse, but why are you getting rid of your 5th-year option on a wide receiver or whatever you pick? Because a 5th-year option matters a lot.
Yeah, it does, but like to get more draft picks, which is more understandable.
They did already, didn't they? I know you mentioned it. You felt like they already had a couple.
Here, I'm gonna look it up. Bills draft picks.
Helpful now. It's not updated. Beforehand, they had 10. Now they have like 13, 14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10.
They still have 10?
Yes.
Okay, I think they just moved up in those picks then, because they probably just got higher picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see this on the Bills Twitter. Someone, depressed Buffalo sports fan, asked the Bills, "Are you actually going to use them?" ?
Just keeps trading back.
Yeah.
Just have 100 7th-round picks. I mean, like all of these 7th-round picks.
Yeah. Before we leave, do you want to do like 2 winners and 2 losers?
Yeah. But before we end this off, that'd be perfect. Winners. My first winner will be Minnesota of round 1. Like I feel like that's fair.
Yeah. That's my number 1 winner for sure. Minnesota got their quarterback, got the edge rusher. We already talked about this, but I think great pick overall.
Yeah.
Didn't really have to move as much as people were projecting. Like I think
have to give up their other first to get JJ either. So that's just a huge W.
Yes, and that's exactly what I wanted Minnesota to do. That's exactly. I had them I think I did a mock, and I had them getting like Law 2 or something
Yeah.
and getting Turner is honestly even better.
It is, though. It is.
Yeah, I had them drafting Byron Murphy actually.
Honestly, would have been a good pick.
Yeah, but Turner at 17 is still a great pick.
It's a steal. So,
It truly is.
What
But
are we, loser now, I guess.
yeah, loser.
Falcons.
Oh, the number one loser. Yeah, like there's no like
I can't even.
you can't defend this pick. You just can't.
I can't defend.
Like if you would have drafted JJ, you could defend it a tad bit. You could totally defend it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you just didn't. You drafted the oldest quarterback.
I agree.
And I saw Dan, I forget his last name, Dan or
Orlovsky.
yeah, he says some crazy things sometimes. But he was like, okay, the Falcons, the number 2 overall pick was an old guy, so the Falcons got an older guy as well. So I don't know why people are hating on him or something along the lines.
A year and a half younger. 23 and 24 and a half is different.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jaden Daniels most likely won't be sitting for a year.
Exactly. Or 2. Actually, I think it's 2 or 3 with Kirk's deal.
Yeah. And unless Kirk is just an awful quarterback, there's no way that like. And the thing is, the Falcons had the chance to win the NFC South this year.
Yeah. I hate to bring this joke up, but do you remember the last time the Falcons drafted a left-handed quarterback named Michael?
Michael Vick.
I will be praying for all the dogs in Atlanta.
That's crazy.
I saw that on Twitter.
But-
See, Twitter's crazy. Twitter's a crazy place.
Zane's comparing Michael Penix to Michael Vick right now. What?
Off the field. No, I'm just kidding. He's off the field shenanigans. No, Penix
Yeah.
is a good dude.
I wouldn't have hated Michael Penix late in the first.
Yeah. Team trades
But-
back in, I would have been fine. But this is just no.
This is just crazy, yeah.
Other winner.
But our second winner
Who's your second?
is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I feel like that's
I'm
fair.
just-
I wanted to be different and say like the Lions, but like it has to be the Bears.
Yeah, it has to be. You got the best quarterback in this draft, and possibly the second best wide receiver in this draft as well.
Yeah.
At 9. Didn't even have to move, didn't have to give up anything. You could have moved back and got more draft picks, but honestly, I think Odunze is more important than those draft picks. I am still worried about their defensive side of the ball for the Bears, but
I think they'll be fine. That offense,
yeah.
they'll be fine. They'll score 40 points a game. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're definitely a winner, though. I completely agree. You've said all that I was going to say about it.
Our second loser.
Who's yours?
I am deciding between like
Well,
I'm gonna be a little different.
Okay, what's your?
I'm gonna say the Chargers.
The Chargers. I was gonna say Josh Allen. Just Josh Allen. But I'm actually gonna go with the Raiders.
Okay.
I-
Here,
I
you explain yours.
Okay. Brock Bowers, great player, not great pick. I think that's like simplistic way of saying it. You don't have a quarterback. Cool. All right. And what do you go do? You don't trade up to go get even Michael Penix. Like you don't even trade up for a quarterback. You just sit with Minshew for the next year, maybe 2. I don't like it. Like you got Bowers, but like they just didn't get the position of need or a corner, which was a position of need. You didn't get one of your positions of need, and so that's why I had them as a loser.
Yeah. Like the Raiders, the Raiders, if they would have drafted like a different position they needed, okay, understandable. Like Arnold here would have been a great pick.
Yes.
I don't think they necessarily needed to draft a quarterback. I'm still pushing the narrative like a team needs to trade for Trey Lance.
Yes.
Just to give him a chance, just to see like, what do you have to lose? Give up a 5th, 6th, like, oh well. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just. Yeah.
But my loser are the Chargers. Joel is a phenomenal player. Like, I think he will be a franchise tackle. Of course, I'm not saying that because I'm saying they're a loser because they have no one to throw to.
It's the loser, right?
Yeah, it's more of Herbert's a loser because, like, yes, he's gonna get protected, but I think Herbert can create out of the pocket. Like, that's the thing. Like, he'll be perfectly fine if you just.
So yeah,
like,
Herbert's really the loser that you're saying for the Chargers.
Yeah, because now he doesn't have. He doesn't have weapons.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Like,
I was
Neighbors
trying to
and the
see
dudes.
if there was like any 28-3 things going on with the Falcons pick or anything. I know that's their favorite number is 283. So.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. I was trying to see if there's any conspiracy.
The Falcons posted a picture with Michael Penix.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest story of day one. I'm just curious what goes on for the rest. They'll probably just sit as a loser for the rest of our thing unless they literally have to ace it and pick probably, in my opinion and your opinion, probably best player for the round, which I don't even think will happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna eventually do winners and losers of the entire draft,
that'll be on Monday.
Yeah, that'll be Monday. But yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the draft. There are still plenty of players that a lot of teams could pick.
Top of round 2 is going to be exciting. Like, I'm ready. Cardinals, like, literally looking at the top 5 teams, it's going to be weird. Like, some stuff's going to definitely go down.
I just saw Troy Foughton. I can't say his name sometimes. This is just a random tweet from him. He said he's a game changer. I don't know who he's talking to. We need someone like him. Tomlin need to figure this out, or he's fixing to be gone soon.
That's fine.
Uh-oh. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, no. I don't know. There's not really much more to say other than teams got to just step up on day 2.
Yeah. Would you like to mention? Yeah. Would you like to mention our dynasty draft we're doing, or dynasty?
We can. We're doing a dynasty league this year. We'll probably talk about it once it's done drafting. We might.
If anyone wants to join,
yes,
we still have room.
Just leave a room. Let us know in the comments. Actually, if anybody wants to join, I'll get your information and send you an invite. It is a money league though, so like you got to pay money for it. It's $10. Actually, it's $20 because you got to pay 2 years. So
yeah,
it's a good league though.
Yeah. This is my first dynasty league I'm doing, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm throwing you in the deep end right away. That's how I did it though. I went right to the deep end on these.
My first pick is gonna be JJ.
Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like that's where we'll end it off today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening to another episode of the Dropback Podcast. Be sure wherever you are listening to leave a like, follow, subscribe, and comment. We always appreciate it. If y'all disagree with any takes or anything, let us know down in the comments below. As always, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all tune in the next one, and peace out.
Peace.